Hey everyone, I am Nate and welcome back to Planet 1UP. In today's video, we're going to be having a look at top 10 weird Pokemon theories. In at number 10, people eat Pokemon. Ever since the debut of the Pokemon franchise, people have wondered if normal animals exist in the world of Pokemon, or if people eat Pokemon themselves. While we do see some instances of normal animals being mentioned, there are actually quite a few instances that allude to the fact that people eat Pokemon, especially in the original anime. In episode 46, Ash's Pokédex says that Farfetch'd makes a delicious meal, especially when cooked with a leek. Because of that, the Pokédex says Farfetch'd is nearly extinct, making it both a rare Pokemon and a sought-after culinary delicacy. Then there's episode 47, where James cracks a joke about actually cracking Togepi open and cooking it. In at number 9 is Gengars are the shadows of Clefables. If you look at Clefable and Gengar, their body shapes are almost identical, with the one major difference being that Clefable has swirly hair while Gengar has spiky hair. There's also the fact that Clefable is a normal type and Gengar is a ghost type, meaning that neither of them can hit each other with stab attacks, since they'd be immune to each other. Almost like trying to hit your own shadow, right? Additionally, through beta artwork, Clefable and Gengar have been confirmed to be some of the earliest designed Pokemon. So, are these just a bunch of coincidences, or is there some fact behind this theory? In at number 8 is that you're the rival in Sun and Moon. Typically, Pokemon players have always associated the word rival with jerk. In Pokemon Sun and Moon, however, the rival Hau is the total opposite of that. Hau is a nice, cheerful boy. He gives you presents. When defeated in battle, he is gracious and tells you that he had fun. Nothing about Hau screams jerk, and it's this fact that leads to the fan theory that you, the player, are in fact the rival. Other facts that seem to support this theory are that at the beginning of the game, Hau picks the Pokemon weak to yours, and he also carries a Pikachu, a Pokemon that players associated with the main character. Also, you always seem to be one step ahead of Hau, clearing trials and battles before he does, which falls into the similar pattern of the red-blue rival defeating gyms first. So, does that mean we're the bad guys? In at number 7 is Ash never grows old. Ash set out on his Pokemon adventure at only 10 years old, proclaiming his dream to catch them all. Ash has featured in several games and anime, but the thing is, he never seems to age, being permanently stuck at 10 years old. There are a few theories floating around as to why this is the case. A popular but dark theory is that Ash is stuck in a coma, and so the entire series he's featured in are merely happening in his dreams. Another theory suggests that his ageless state is a result of encountering the legendary Pokemon Ho-Oh in the first episode of the anime. The Pokédex entry for Ho-Oh says, anyone seeing Ho-Oh is promised eternal happiness. So, maybe eternal happiness for Ash is being on a permanent Pokemon journey as a 10-year-old boy. In at number 6 is the legendary dogs are reincarnated from the original evolutions. The 3 legendary beasts, Raikou, Suicune, and Entei, are said to have died when the Burning Tower burned down and it became impossible to escape. In Johto folklore, it is said that they were resurrected by Ho-Oh when it flew over the burnt tower. In the legend, it was 3 nameless Pokemon who had died inside the building, and one fan theory is that these Pokemon were the original evolutions, Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon. The similarities of the evolutions to the legendary beasts also furthers the theory, being the same types. Another theory says that the legendary beasts were regular animals before being resurrected. What do you think? In at number 5 is Missing No. Missing No, an abbreviation of missing number, is a glitch first found in the red and blue versions of the game, but it also appears in Pokemon Yellow. There are several theories surrounding this corrupted Pokemon, perhaps the most common being that Missing No was a Pokemon that the developers created but didn't pan out, and they never removed it entirely from the game's code. A more disturbing theory says that Missing No is what happens when Pokemon are left in their Pokeballs for extended periods of time. Since Pokemon can be transferred and stored electronically, it is assumed that Pokemon are either made up or have the ability to be translated into data. Therefore, the theory is that a Pokemon left in its Pokeball too long will have its data corrupted and will become a Missing No. In at number 4 is Arcanine was supposed to be a legendary Pokemon. Because it is the goodest boy. Possibly the goodest boy in the entire Pokemon franchise, Arcanine has always been a fan favorite. You might even say that this good boy is legendary. Well, that's exactly what the original Pokédex calls him. At this point in the Pokemon franchise, the only legendary Pokemon excluding Mew and Mewtwo were the legendary birds Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. Yet the game specifically refers to this doggo as legendary. The anime only added fuel to the fire, airing an episode which shows a stone slab containing engravings of legendary Pokemon. Aside from the 3 birds, who do you think is on the slab? Arcanine. In at number 3 is that Cubone and Kangaskhan are related. At first glance, you might think that the Cubone and Kangaskhan don't look too similar. However, years of fan theories have suggested that the 2 Pokemon may have more in common than you think. According to the Pokédex entries, Cubone wears the skull of his mother after she passes away, and Kangaskhan's babies leave the pouch when it is 3 years old. But what if the mother Kangaskhan passed away before its baby reached 3 years old? And struck with grief, the baby adorned its mother's skull and mutated into a completely different Pokemon. A Cubone, perhaps? While the theory has never been confirmed, there are a lot of coincidences throughout the series that could hint towards a connection. For example, Cubone and Kangaskhan have started to consistently appear in the wild in the same locations throughout multiple generations. Also, Boomerang, Cubone's signature move, refers to boomerang, just as Kangaskhan refers to kangaroo, both natively Australian themes. In at number 2 is that Dittos are the failed clones of Mew. We all know that Mewtwo is a successful clone of Mew, but what if it wasn't the first attempt? The fan theory goes that Ditto are failed clones of Mew, leading up to the success of Mewtwo. Mewtwo's bio furthers this theory, stating it's the only successful clone of Mew, alluding to more than one attempt. There are also several other links between Mew and Ditto that seem to be more than coincidence. Both Mew and Ditto share the same base stats, and are the only Pokemon capable of using Transform. Ditto is also found extensively on Cinnabar Island, where it is implied that Mewtwo was created. So, is there any truth behind this theory? Before we reveal what number 1 is, what have you thought of the list so far? Did you know any of these theories? Have we missed any? Let us know in the comment section down below, but it is now time for number 1. In at number 1 for the weirdest Pokemon theory is the Pokemon War. If you've played Pokemon Red or Blue, you probably noticed Red's absence of a father figure, as well as the fact that it appears Blue, Red's rival, also doesn't have parents. What's more is that there doesn't seem to be many middle-aged people in the game at all. Instead, the game is filled with children and old people. Why is this? Well, the theory goes that there was a war in the Kanto region where the first games are set, which resulted in this strange lack of adults. This theory is furthered by the fact that gym leader Lieutenant Sarge says that his electric Pokemon saved him during the war. This might also explain why Professor Oak gives you a Pokédex at the start of the game. It would be an effective way to collect or verify information lost during the war. Are you getting Pokemon Sword or Shield? Let us know in the comment section down below. That is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure you like as well as subscribe and hit the bell icon just down here so you're notified when we upload more videos just like this one. I am Nate, this is Planet 1 Up, and we'll see you all next time. Bye. If you enjoyed this video, you might want to check out these 2 over here, as well as head on over to the channel to subscribe and follow us on Instagram. It's just down there. It's not a link, but you just type that little bit in Instagram and you'll find us. And me, and her behind the camera, and the guys that are over there. Check it out.